friends, this is the astrology weather forecast for the 13th of October 2024. And we have a few things going on today. Moon comes into Pisces at 3:55 p.m. Eastern Time. Mercury is changing signs today into Scorpio. So we have the emphasis on depth and discovery rather than on getting along and harmonizing and in cooperation. Libra likes to keep it light. Scorpio is about digging deep. So, oh boy, Mercury forms a square to Pluto right before he changes signs into Scorpio. So the morning is laced with looking on the darker side of things or the suspicious side of things or what might be missing or hidden. We tend to focus on what isn't being spoken, and sometimes our personal suspicions can color the way that we perceive things with these difficult aspects to Pluto. So we want to look at, do we have a completeness of information, or are we just going on what may seem the case? There's a lot of insinuation that we perceive and we behave with this particular square. So just look at what is it that you're assuming? Is it something that is more? You may want to look at that again if it is and see, is that completely true for you? Or is what you're thinking and perceiving perhaps laced with some personal perceptions that leave out the totality of the facts if they aren't in alignment with the suspicions that we already bring to the table. So it's also harder to get our point across to each other because there is more of a looking for what is hidden rather than being open to what might be the most obvious or easy solution. Then we've got the sun in a trine to Jupiter, which is very positive. That puts us in a position where growth is invited, optimism is awesome. We have some extra wind in our sails today, but the sun is also opposing Chiron at the same time, coming into a square to Mars. Mars is forming a square to Chiron. We have a forming T-square here between the sun, Chiron, and Mars. Chiron is healing. It's the pus that is inside of us that we must find, often an unconventional or more personal way of expressing or squeezing out so we can have feeling. You have to feel it to heal it with Chiron. And it's also the wounds that we learn to live with, the losses that we can't recover, the difficulties that we've been through that we can't forget. How do we live alongside that? How do we thrive when there's something that has been changed or altered or wounded to the point that maybe we can never completely forget it or get over it or completely heal it? But we find a way to live with it. We find a way to make peace with it. Now, Mars is coming into a square to the sun. So these are things having to do with reactivity, ego issues, how we feel less than, self-esteem, confidence, the masculine principle. The divine masculine right now is in a very deep place of self-discovery. Those who are on the path of becoming a high priest, becoming totally in tune with the promptings and the voices within them and on their heart, and pulling their loyalties away from external sources. Those who are really spending this month digging, alchemizing, they are experiencing a massive awakening when it comes to their worth, their purpose, their capacities for commitment, for steadfastness, making huge leaps and strides towards becoming the emperor, becoming a mature divine masculine. This is a massive Eight of Cups moment. There's a departure from the past. It's a departure from what has been motivating us or driving us from underneath. Not everybody's on this path, but those who are really feeling it this month. This particular square for all of us means that we're dealing with issues related to our wounded self-esteem, our ego, the masculine principle within us that fights, that goes out and gets things. The part of us that's motivated to protect. We're really learning, how do we properly protect ourselves? How do we properly put ourselves first? How do we have to heal ourselves first before we can be a proficient hunter, a proficient protector? How do we need to regain our autonomy so that we can have a deep experience of communion within relationship, instead of just being driven by our wounds and looking for relationships and others to heal those? We come to the union healed. We come to the friendship healed. We re-enter that family relationship healed, and we have a different experience of self and other. There's a lot going on here in terms of dealing with issues of humiliation, feeling less than, self-esteem issues, feeling invalid, and learning to reclaim ourselves, to heal ourselves in such a way that we come at life with full capacities that have been diminished by our experiences of the past, but we come to a place we realize, okay, I may have been changed by what I've been through, but I can apply that to the future in such a way that I get the best out of it. Instead of seeing the negativity out of it, I get the best out of it, because we have that choice. So I will see you guys later on today. Have a great day.